Hey everyone, it's Gretchen here, Cat and Paws. So I am doing my take on the blind date with a book. Instead of doing just a regular book, I'm going to do a blind date with a little golden book junk journal. So I have a live sale coming up on my Cat and Paws Mercantile channel on Friday the 25th of July at noon. 2025 in case you're watching in the space age. So I wanted to flip through my journals, show you how I came up with the blank ones, and then I have this kind of sort of wrapping I'm going to do with them, and then stuff them full of goodies. So these are all blank. I did add just a couple things for like each one, but we'll jump right into it. So I tore my little golden books apart and then added my own spine. This is the night before Christmas. I did add book corners, and you can see my signatures, my threading. So like here, I like added like one little thing to each one, but that's like the cover of the book, and then fabric on the back. All right, so just a little pocket here and a little tag. I was trying to make a collage. That's how it came out. Pocket there, and then I just used a variety of blank paper, some of the little golden book pages themselves, some wrapping paper. I got this at TJ Maxx last year, and I love it because the Santa mugs. Graph paper, just pieces of like scrap I had left over. This is a parchment paper. And some, I forget what kit I used. I used a variety of kits. And then this is older class school papers. And then I just, whatever I had, I kind of cut it down and put it in and added it. And then like if I had something that was weak, I added washi tape, or if I was splicing pages together. And now this is really old wrapping paper, which I love this kind. I wish it wasn't so expensive. But, you hardly find it, right? I mean, I think that came from eBay. That was like a wrapping big roll, I think, is the lady advertised it as. And then here's my middle. I kind of like tossed it back and forth what to do with my middles, but I left them all like this. I did put bells on one of them as I'm looking at Santa's Toy Shop. And then, of course, that first signature just repeats on the back. Some blank, some, or I should say some not vintage, some newer, some whatever. I just did what I wanted to do. And there's the end of that one, second signature. This is a pocket. Yeah, it is. That was one of the cut aparts that came with the paper kit. And dictionary page. That's a Cavallini bag. I am such a fan of Cavallini fine papers. And that was out of their, well, I don't have one sitting in front of me, but they come in like a kit. Or should I say like there's like X amount of bags with tags kind of thing. Like there's one of the tags that comes with those bags. Can I get a pity party? I squeezed my finger on the tripod I'm working on. It caught, and it's like, now I feel like I have this big old boo-boo on my finger. A ledger page. That is like a lab book page. So just whatever. I mean, it's whatever I had. There's a pocket there, and then of course a bigger pocket there. Those are the sandwich baggies you can find in the grocery store. In the middle of the signature there, I gave a little fancy doodah with the circle punch, and then rounded off the corners. I didn't want to get too into adding stuff because I'm trying to keep costs low. And, as you keep adding, you spend more time on it, keep adding, it just becomes so time consuming that it almost becomes I don't know, I think unaffordable. You see I used some washi tape, which is always a good thing because I like using my washi tape, and my needle was able to get through it just fine when I did my signature. Then we're on the back side. Again, I like that wrapping paper. Each one did get a little tag I made that was sticker in a, I think this is Tim Holtz holiday card. And then this should, yeah, right there. Let me move that. There you can see I did a little circle opening and just paper clip the tag in though because I wanted to show off the frou-frou of the eyelash trim that's on it. So that's why it's like that. And then there's the back. A little bit of glue, dry glue. And you can see there is what I mean. It's not like a flat, like a regular book. So I struggled to do the wrap. But I'll show you that in a second. So here's Jingle Bells. There's the spine. Again, the fancy cutout with the punch. There's that fun old wrapping paper again, a music sheet. There's the center of the first signature, and then it just goes in reverse. What I like too about doing the flip through is I can make sure I didn't miss anything and I didn't glue anything. So I have a chance to fix my mistakes before I wrap it up and put a price tag on it. Here's my little frou-frou on this page. Just a little collage, some tickets, the pockets up, only up here. And then this I left no cutout. Different parchment paper. Of course, there's my favorite Cavallini bag. I think that is typing. No, it's resume paper. And a coupons, what do you call them? Tickets. And then there's the frou-frou tag for this journal. And then it just goes all in reverse. I did add, I kind of went back and forth, should I staple that on there, but I didn't do a cutout, and I wanted to kind of have something to grab that and open it. So I did staple that on there. You know what I like about these little things? First of all, they use up scrap. And then second of all, you can attach a picture or something like that to it. It makes use of it a couple ways. And that's the back of that one. Santa's Toy Shop. This one I did add bells. Because why did I do that? I don't remember now, but they all do have book corners. This one's a little stiff. Okay. This one has a pocket in the front, and I should have probably kept that in, but you can get in there just fine. Is that a pocket there? There is a pocket there in the front. These will make great December dailies. Another old book page. Wow, I think it must be the spine is just stiff one. It's very, very, very stiff. The other ones were so much more relaxed. The wrapping paper, there's the center of the first signature, there is the bell. And then again, just goes in reverse. You might guys remember that computer paper that you had to feed it through the computer with the holes. That's typing paper. I can see the print. I have some onion skin paper somewhere. I just have to find it. So there's a place for something there, and then there's a pocket there. And then there's, of course, a pocket here. This one has the belly band and then the pocket on the inside. Dictionary page. This one has even a fancier punch. The Cavallini bag. I think they all got a Cavallini. We'll find out. I got one more to go. And there is the frou-frou tag for that one. And again, a bell and then a pocket there. And that's the back of that one. Frosty the Snowman. There's the spine. Yeah, that one's much more relaxed. So again, a belly band with a little collage. I think that was Simple Stories, and then a Project Life card. Now I do plan to add on my goodies, some Project Life cards, because I have quite a few, and they're so easy to write and stick in pockets. Now that I did not glue down. I kept it open on purpose. I do have some tea-dyed paper in here. It's older tea-dyed though. It's what I had made before and had brought with me and never used and still have it. And that was a little sticky. But it's still good, it's still fine. It works. So here I just added a little tag. I think that was the guy of a Tim Holtz. I was going through my bucket of stuff. And then there's the center. And all back in reverse. Pocket there. Again, I did not glue that there. End of the first signature goes into the second. Some of that parchment paper again. And then a pocket. Yeah, and here's the Cavallini bag for this one. The center, and there's the frou-frou tag for this one. It does, if you take the paper clip off, it does open up all the way. You know what, we'll scoosh that. Well, it should be fine, yeah. Because when I put the paper on it, I don't want to bend it, but it's going to be just fine. And then I added a couple tickets in there. Project Life card in this little pocket. I think that was just to say, hey, there's a pocket here. And then, did I glue that? I did. Alright, and that's the back of Frosty the Snowman. So, I had to watch a ton of videos to try to do this wrap. And you can watch, find somebody to watch them. And you start out with a big square, and again, you'll see why I had such difficulty because of the way the book sits down. So, it's just all it's just all paper folding. And you fold it up, and then I had to manipulate it to kind of get that over, and then you fold that one over, and I might even have it still messed up, but I don't care. I'm just trying to conceal what it is. And then you fold another over, and then another, and then you end up with these little tuck spots. So I'm going to stop the video here, but I'll be right back because I'm going to show you what all I'm stuffing it with. Alright, I have them all wrapped up, and I figure I would show you how they look and then save the last one. We'll do it together. But I did again wrap them in wrapping paper and then stuffed them with fun things. So when it's all said and done, when it's raw, if you use that method, I mean, there's different ways to wrap it. On YouTube you can watch videos. So this is what it looks like, and this one's kind of goofy because of the way the book was slanted. And get that out of the way. So I did include a clue what's in it. So it's a blind date with a little golden book junk journal, and it's dashing through the snow, and just like a little clue. So each one does come with dangle, and I put them in this bag and like individually instead of in the book so you can see them. And I'm going to do a video on how I'm making these. I got some inspiration from another YouTuber, so, and kind of adapted it to my own. I find that fits well, and this is just for these, you know, but I find it's like fitting best in the back, so I kind of put it at an angle like that. But I think when I package them up, I'll probably pull that. I don't know. I might pull it out and put it in the front, just because of the getting bent. But that's that chipboard, so nothing's going to happen to that. Shouldn't anyways, in case it got, you know, smushed. But and then what I did is created like just a little packet of just fun things. Since I left it blank, a little envelope, flashcard, Project Life, Dear Santa, a postcard, and then I just paper clipped that all together. I was trying to make it so, you know, it looked really full, and it feels good in the hands. It really does. I like that the paper's nice and thick and etc. But I would have loved to use that paper too, because it's nice and thin and crispy. Those are not going to fit. I was just going to kind of tuck them into the side as a, you know, as a happiness. I don't know. But I did tuck some tickets into all of them. Red and green. And a bookmark. And you know what? These were cut aparts, and I just put some paper, that paper again, on the back, glued it down. You can see through the, but it's just a fun writing. I mean, you try to use up everything, right? All right, so in my little envelope here, I am putting, and you know, it's just varied from journal to journal. Of course, this is just what I'm doing, but yeah, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason, just because. But I just included a to from, a little bit of washi tape. These are punch outs, so you can make tabs, cloth tabs, and there's one of those Cavallini tags. Put a button on there, and Cavallini stickers, and then just the assortment of Project Life cards, just to, because there's, you know, there's all those pockets in there, so why not? I watched several videos on how to wrap a book, and people did all kinds of things. Some did like on the book itself, you know, tea bags, so you could have a cup of tea while you're reading your book. A lot of them had bookmarks. Some of them had nothing. Some of them just had a description, and they wrote directly on the book and called it a day. Yeah. But, you know, this is a junk journal, and I want to have stuffs to put in it. And then I got one of those little sandwich baggies, and then I included some old milk caps. These are vintage. Some stickers. Some green stamps. Again, these are vintage. And then these little papers I picked up from AliExpress. I just love how thin they are. And they're blank on the back, so you could actually write something like your Christmas list, or, you know, like describe Christmas morning, or whatever, and in an envelope. Yeah, I just like those papers. The first one I did when I was stuffing it, I went back and forth like how to do it, how to stuff it. And this was the best method I came up with. Because I'm thinking about shipping too. You know, like, I gotta ship these, so I want them to ship well. And I can always pull everything out if I need to, but I should be able to leave pretty much everything in there, except for maybe the bookmark I'll take out. And then I'll just put a sticker on there to keep it closed. And these I'm just putting in the back behind the bookmark. My tickets, my bookmark. Let me go ahead and put this in. That's my little hint what's in it, so I know as well. And in case you didn't guess, it was Dashing Through the Snow, Jingle Bells. And then that little packet there. And yeah, that is it. So it feels good though, it really does in the hands. The folding would be much better if it was a square, completely square book or rectangular book, but it's not. So by the way, I will be selling these at my live sale, so I'm pricing them at $40 a piece. And of course that's not shipping, just the journal itself, just the blind date part. You know, what you see in my hand. So that's I'll let you know. I plan to do a follow-up video after my sale, just, you know, kind of keep tabs on how it went for the first. I mean, I've done live sales before, but this is kind of like jumping back into it again. So things have changed over, you know, 5 years. But yeah, I'll check back. Well, you can check out my other channel. That's where all the updates will be. My Cat and Paul's Mercantile channel, which I'll link below. All right, take it easy. Bye. Merry Christmas in July.